The opinion you're so afraid of? It was never yours to control. It lives inside someone else's head, shaped by their fears and their worst day, and you've spent years handing them the keys to your own peace, just to manage something you were never even holding. You know exactly what it costs you. The job you didn't apply for because of what they'd say if you fell short. The honest thing you swallowed at dinner because someone might frown. The work you made and then never showed a single soul. The version of yourself you quietly folded up and put away in a drawer where it would be safe from judgment. None of that was laziness, and none of it was an accident. It was an audience. A room full of people, watching, scoring, deciding who you get to be, and you have spent a startling share of your one life trying to win them over. And the strangest part is this. You can't actually see this audience. You've never heard their verdict read aloud. You're giving the performance of your life for a jury you have never even met. If you're worn out from living like there's a panel of judges trailing you from room to room, the Stoics found the way to set that weight down. Subscribe, and the next of these will be here when you need it. So let's take it apart, because once you see how it's built, you can't unsee it. That opinion you're bracing against doesn't live out in the world. It lives in one place only, inside another person's head. And that head is busy. It's running their mood, their fears, the fight they had this morning. Their opinion of you gets assembled out of all that, and then filed under your name. Epictetus saw this 2,000 years ago. Born a slave, he rose to become one of Rome's great teachers. He opened his handbook by drawing one line down the middle of life. Some things are up to us, he said. Some things are not. But the man who understood it best wasn't a hermit who had opted out of other people. He was the most powerful man alive, and in a private notebook he never meant anyone to read, he confessed something about this exact fear that should stop you cold. But here's what almost no one tells you. That verdict you're so afraid of isn't a fact about you. It's a self-portrait. It's painted out of their fears, their bad day, the parts of themselves they would rather not look at, and then it gets your name on the frame. When someone judges you harshly, you are usually learning far more about them than about yourself. And this is where Epictetus's line lands like a key turning in a lock. What other people think of you sits on the far side of that line, the side that is not up to you. You can no more control the verdict in their head than you can call off the rain. Which means you have been doing something quietly absurd. You've been campaigning your whole life for a verdict you don't even get a vote in. So why do we keep doing it? The honest answer isn't the flattering one. Most of us don't really want the applause. What we want is to never feel the disapproval. We're not chasing a yes. We're running from a no. And that small difference is the whole trap. Because if your peace depends on never being frowned at, then every person who crosses your path is holding a key to it. The co-worker who didn't reply. The stranger whose face did something you couldn't quite read. Each of them can reach in and turn the lock without the faintest idea they're doing it. You've made your inner life a house that anyone can walk into. And then comes the harder truth. The cage you've been living in has no lock on the outside. You built it yourself. You've spent years waiting for a jury to stand up and set you free, and the truth is, the jury went home a long time ago. The door has been open the whole time. So what do you do instead? Not the thing you would expect. The usual advice is to win them over, be impressive enough, likable enough, good enough. But that doesn't free you. It only makes the jury bigger and the trial longer. The other popular move is to fake it. Curl your lip, post the quote, call it freedom. But pretending not to care is still caring. It's just caring in a costume. Marcus Aurelius found the third way. He wrote it to himself with no audience in mind. Ambition, he said, means tying your well-being to what other people say and do. Sanity means tying it to your own actions. Read that twice. He isn't telling you to win the verdict or to fake indifference to it. He's telling you to move the very thing your peace stands on, to lift it out of their hands, where it was never once safe, and set it down inside your own conduct, where no one else can reach it. Your good was never in their reaction. It's in what you actually do. There's one more piece to this. That audience you're so certain is watching you. It is barely looking. Psychologists even have a name for this, the spotlight effect. We walk around feeling lit up on a stage, sure that everyone clocks the stain on the shirt and the thing we got wrong in the meeting. Then the researchers actually measure it, and the result is almost funny. People notice a small fraction of what we imagine and remember even less. The crowd you have been afraid of is a crowd of people exactly like you, each one privately certain that they are the one being watched. Now let me be careful here, because this gets twisted easily. None of this means become a wall. It does not mean stop caring what anyone thinks and call that strength. That isn't Stoic. That's just loneliness with good marketing. There are a handful of people whose judgment you have actually earned the right to weigh, the ones who have seen you at your worst and stayed, the ones who want your good and have proven it more than once. When they tell you something hard, you listen. They are not the audience we're talking about. The audience we're setting down is the imagined one. The faceless crowd. The verdict you invented and then handed real power over your life. You keep the few you have chosen. You let go of the 1,000 you never met. Those are not the same thing, and the difference between them is everything. Which brings us back to that private notebook. Marcus Aurelius ran the Roman Empire. There was no one whose approval he needed. He could have anything he wanted and command anyone alive. And still, alone at night, he wrote this down, almost in disbelief at himself. It never stops being strange, he said, that we love ourselves more than we love anyone else, and yet we trust everyone else's opinion of us more than our own. Sit with that for a moment. The most powerful man in the world felt the very same pull you feel staring at your phone. He couldn't simply switch it off, and neither can you. And that is the quiet permission hiding inside all of this. The goal was never to reach zero, to feel nothing at all when someone thinks badly of you. Even an emperor never got there. The goal is only to take the keys back, to feel the pull and refuse to hand it your life. That isn't failure. That is the entire practice. So carry it out the door like this. The next time you feel that old pull to manage what someone thinks of you, walk it through 3 plain steps. First, name it. Whose verdict am I auditioning for right now? Just naming the judge shrinks them. Second, see it for what it is, a self-portrait of their fears, painted on the far side of a line you were never able to cross. And third, cast your own verdict. Make the next choice on your own judgment, because that is the one place your good actually lives. Here's the one thing to try before tomorrow's over. Find a single choice you've been making for the audience in your head, the message you haven't sent, the thing you haven't worn, the work you haven't shown anyone, and make it on your own judgment instead. Then watch how little happens. The verdict you feared doesn't arrive. Or it does, and it changes nothing. Because you've been campaigning your whole life for a verdict you don't even get a vote in. So stop running for office. Cast your own. If this handed you back a little of your own peace, subscribe and keep one of these close. Daily Stoic mentality. Ancient wisdom for the modern mind.